Your national radio. KBC English Service.
Good to speak to David Matsanga, Chairman African Forum. Let's link up with him on phone one more time just to get his insights with regards to what he thinks about the government commitment to combat COVID-19. David, good morning. Good to speak to you. It's been a minute. How have you been?
It has been long, not 1 minute. It has been some time. The whole week we have not spoken. Good morning, listeners of KBC all over the world, wherever you are, whether you are on the digital KBC or in East and Central Africa, especially KBC is listened to. Good morning.
So the numbers continue, growing with regards to positive cases being announced by Cabinet Secretary for Health, Mutahi Kagwe, during his daily press conferences. But there are those who think that, a lot need to be done uh, at the expense of, press conferences. I don't know.
You have to brief the people. Let's not doubt the briefings. Briefings are done everywhere in the world today. In Britain, in America, in Zimbabwe, in South Africa, every country, in Uganda, every country is briefing the people, updating them on a daily basis so that people are aware of what is taking place. The strategy is, the roadmap has been done, the timetable is there. What you cannot have in any communication and in anything, and let me tell people to understand, you cannot give deadlines because you don't know when the disease will end, when it will stop, when it will re-emerge. So you can't give, they don't expect Mutahi Kagwe to give deadlines on when we are going to finish this disease. Because nobody in the world knows exactly when it is going to end. But the roadmap has been put, the timetable has been put, timelines have been put, which you can follow. The trend, the curves, this can indicate to you where we are heading. But you cannot force the government to give you a deadline that we shall end tomorrow, or we shall end next week, or the other week. Because there are so many other things, including ripple effects out of the virus itself. It is like a volcano when it has erupted, or an earthquake. There are ripple effects after the earthquake. Therefore, you don't expect the minister to tell you that we have and we shall end on that day X or day Y. So those who are expecting a lot and who don't want him to come to brief us are either enemies of the people of Kenya or the people who are here, or they are just people who are trying to make matters, to create chaos, to create a conflict. People who are going to court every day. They litigate over everything. That Wamutata is litigating over this, over that, over that. That's rubbish. Because at the moment, there is nobody litigating. People are looking at how to combat the disease. Litigation at this moment, to seek a curfew to be removed. How can a man who has a mind, a man who has a law degree, at this hour of suffering, when people are locked up, want to go and remove a curfew? When the disease is going to be, we don't know when it will end, how it will end, not yet. We have not got a breakthrough of the medicine.
A little bit of clarification. Okiya Omtata, the activist, wants forced quarantine to come to an end because, Dr. Let's speak objectively. We've seen those quarantine centers, KMTC, Kenya High School, those who are
How
taken
do you
there.
end up?
Those who are taken there.
Please don't tell me how do you end up in quarantine, because you have broken a law. You break the law. You have broken the law. We as journalists and the media, we must speak the truth. You have broken the law. You were told not to go out during a curfew. You are told not to drink during a curfew. You are told not to drive a car out of Nairobi. and you drove a car out of Nairobi from Dandora up to Homa Bay, then you are crying from the quarantine. That's all. What do you mean? What can you do? The next thing that people are trying, if you don't want to listen to Mutahi Kagwe, we must talk. This is not the time to harass each other. We must talk about this disease to solve this problem. This is not the time to accuse people. This is not the time to litigate against what the minister is saying. Imagine you get out of the quarantine, you go and infect 2,000 people. We don't have those beds. Imagine. This disease is silent.
Maybe the concerns of Kenyans is that, don't you think the government should improve the condition in those quarantine areas?
But that can be asked for politely and nicely, because at this time we are at war. It must be known we are at war. It is not the usual politics or the usual gymnastics. We are at war. The country is at war with an invisible enemy. And when the country is at war with an invisible enemy, brother, some things don't work. Short of this, and I want to be very candid. I hope you are getting me very clear.
Yes.
I want to be very candid. Short of this, if Kenyans are not happy, if Kenyans are challenging what Mr. Mutahi Kagwe is saying under the act of the Health Act, then Mutahi Kagwe will have no alternative but to tell the president that is not, people are not hearing, they are not adhering to the principles, then declare state of emergency. Under section 132 of the Kenyan Constitution 4D, the president can declare in conjunction with the parliament a state of emergency, so that people's rights, some of the rights that you are running to court, can be curtailed. And the state of emergency, you can't run to court. You will jump that wall and you'll meet men who don't want to talk to you, because there will be no case, there will be no court at all. Don't force the government to go that side. Jermaine, let's only adhere to the principles, to the guidelines. Wash your hands, keep a distance, don't break the curfew, don't drive out of Nairobi and Mombasa and Mandera. Please, those are the guidelines so far. And so far, the government of Kenya, we are all caught up here. It is not, you don't segregate who is here. Anybody who is caught up, whatever in the world, they are not being thrown in an ocean. We all want disease to go away so that people go back to their normal places. That is the point that I'm saying. So obey the law so that you don't find yourself in a quarantine.
Yesterday, United Nations Development Program at the Mbagathi Hospital, of course, donated some equipment and some amounts that will go a long way in trying to ensure that, PPEs are purchased. We've had some good gesture from other international partners of Kenya. Now, there's been, public outcry on social media with people asking themselves that, Kenya is getting funded, but there's no justification of where that money goes. I don't know, is that another propaganda?
There is a difference between projections and spending.
Yes.
Yes, very clear. I've answered you. There's a difference. In a newspaper writing this is a gutter yellow journalism. Where, yes, the worst gutter yellow journalism. I'm sorry. Any journalist writing a difference between, who doesn't know between projections and spending? The parliament had not approved. The parliament approved a supplementary budget. There are projections that the Ministry of the Treasury was supposed to use. That amount of money would be used. Will be clear. Whether one person is giving 2 billion, Those goes into the projection, the projected budget, the budget, that supplementary budget that was given. I think, let's be very honest, you can't write, if I was an editor, I can't write such a story, because I would write to say, where has the money? Some people are going on Twitter using mass hysteria, digital hysteria, social media hysteria that kills the people before they are dead. You know, and
Yes.
they use it to whip emotions. There are people also using it to whip emotions for regime change. If you can see what Professor Makao Mutua is writing on Twitter, calling upon people to demonstrate and then get the medicine, isn't it? He's a professor of law, and he's calling upon people on his Twitter to come and demonstrate. What type of head is this? What type of education is upstairs in people's minds? At the hour of need, we don't need people like Makao Mutua to tell us to go and demonstrate and have the medicine, or demonstrate and give us COVID-19. People have lost their families. People have lost people in their families, relatives. You don't tell us when you have not given a solution. Academics must give solutions, not to go on Twitter and whip social media, mass hysteria of social media that killed Jesus and left Barabbas.
Always a pleasure speaking to you. Your parting shot in terms of, the political congregations yesterday in Meru, led by Kiraitu Murungi, and some in Elgeyo Marakwet. Of course, Kipchumba Murkomen was addressing people during this calamity of floods. But,
The floods are a calamity. Those are some of the ripple effects at this hour. When we have a problem, another problem emerges. So the floods are going to emerge. The meteorological department has said it is going to rain. Whether you address people up to the kingdom of God, there is nothing that you can stop. First of all, the dams that were supposed to be built in Elgeyo Marakwet were supposed to take underground water from the hills and the running water from on the top. But the money was eaten by the same guys who are shouting like that is senator. He knows where the money is. You know, they know what the money is. They were clapping.
Do you have evidence?
Yes, they were clapping. No, wait. When they said the money was lost, they were clapping and saying, don't touch our people. Now you see the calamity has come. Dams are necessary in that place. Let the government help people to build another new dams in that place. Otherwise, we erred, we clapped when the money was being stolen. Now you can see the consequences. I have a very, very brutal facts. I have nothing to hide, because I say it as if you hate me, you hate me. But I tell the truth. Senator Murkomen was on the defense, even defending some of the suspects who were supposed to have taken money that was supposed to build the dams. So today you see it is a very bad thing that the people of Elgeyo Marakwet are suffering this, because they are civilians, they didn't know, they did not take any money. But if there were dams collecting water from underground and then collecting water running from the hills, then the respect of people for irrigation. Irrigation would give people more land to settle in the plains or somewhere else. With irrigation, you can grow what you want. But now we lost the dam money, we lost everything. We don't know when the dams will be built. This is the chaos of corruption, and it is coming back to haunt us. Two, people who crowd the people at this moment, I think they bring a lot of chaos to themselves. This is not a time to address political rallies. People should keep a distance of 2 meters. Isolate, stay home, wash your hands, social distancing, and abide by the regulations. Wear masks by the regulations of the government. Thank you.
Always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you and good day.
Thank you.
KBC English Service. Your number one radio. KBC English Service.